everybody. I am back with Nicole Fells, our marvelous reader this month.
Yes.
And she has a review for the book in November's unboxing video.
It is soundless. We unveiled this in our box review last month. It came in the box with myths and legends. So this is our main character, and her name is Faye, and she lives in a community that is on top of a mountain, and the mountain only has a very sharp decline down, and so no one can really travel down it, no one can scale it, but they have a line that connects them to a village below.
Wait, is it like a zip line?
Yeah, I mean,
they just like, they don't like send people.
They can't. Like, imagine a ski lift, and you are sitting in your cart on the ski lift, and it's kind of going through the rope system. So it has these little buckets on it. What the village does is they use that because they're a mining village, and so they use that to send metals down to the village below. But because they're so high up in the mountains, they can't harvest any food. They don't have any good agriculture, they don't have any good soil, and so they are getting food then in exchange for the metals from the village below. So they send down their metals and they send up their food. Maybe is one of the fatal flaws in the book, because if this line can hold a whole bunch of metals, you would think it could hold a person, but it can't. Just believe that it can't. The line will break.
Wheeling suspension.
Exactly. The other unique thing that is happening in Miss Faye's village is everyone in her village is deaf. So they all speak with sign language. The village is losing the amount of metal that they can mine, and so they're also losing the amount of food that they get in return. Well, then one day she wakes up and her ability to hear has come back, or has just appeared. And that's one of the really cool things that this book goes into, is if you never had a sense, how do you describe what it is to now have it? So if you are opening a door and it makes a creak, you don't know what a creak is. You just realize that it's a sound that, maybe happens whenever you see the door opening.
It's very The Giver.
Yes, like color.
Like color.
Exactly.
Connections.
Yeah. Sound became a superpower for her because no one else in the village had the ability to hear, and so she becomes this magician who can hear within the village. She finally decides, hey, I have this ability to hear now, and maybe with this ability to hear I can actually make my way down the mountain, because I can hear if an avalanche is coming or if rocks are coming or something like that. So she and another gentleman of her age from the village, who she might or might not have a crush on, little love story going on there, they decide to make their way down the mountain to talk to the village below and be like, listen, we've only got so much metal left. Can we do something about this? And what she experiences is it's just an entirely different world at the bottom of the mountain. She finds that there were other villages that maybe once existed that were like hers and have had a very terrible fate happen to them, and so she becomes even more impassioned to make sure that that fate doesn't happen to her village as well. It wraps up nice and clean. It's no cliffhanger.
The pun. Next.
So what sorts of things have you been reading in the myths and legends category?
I have a few recommendations today. We have Twisted Tales for Teens, a bunch of reimagined fairy tales, myths, legends. Also, I apologize, and I'm going to try to stop doing the
You shouldn't apologize. No.
That's right. I should own it. I
yes.
should own my English nerdiness. So this is Anti-Goddess.
Nice.
By Ken Dare Blake, who did Anna Dressed in Blood. It's set in present day, but as if the Greek gods and goddesses never died away. They still exist in the world, but there's this, I guess, disease spreading, but it presents itself in different ways. Athena is sprouting feathers in her skin. All of the old gods and goddesses are slowly dying, and it's not in any pleasant ways.
Yeah.
Not that there's a pleasant way to die. But
I mean, maybe
anyway.
it was just in your sleep or something. That's always what I would hope would happen to me. Just a lovely dream,
Just
and then
the best nap ever, and then
the deep sleep.
nothing. This got real dark, guys. So anyway, Athena finds out that Hera and several other anti-gods are going around killing gods and goddesses to try to maintain their immortality. It's all the familiar gods and goddesses. They've just, some of them have taken a dark turn.
Ooh.
They eventually make their way to Cassandra, who is the renowned prophetess, except now in the future, like she has also been immortal, but it's been so long since she interacted with any of the gods and goddesses that she doesn't remember that they exist. Really interesting, especially if you like Greek mythology stuff. If you are a fan of Percy Jackson, this is a little darker twist. So the final book that I have to share with you today is rather short when compared with Minobly, but it's The Sleeper and the Spindle, which is I think the latest, a very recent, if not the latest, Neil Gaiman book. It's fully illustrated. It's
Is it a graphic novel? Does that qualify it as a graphic novel then?
I would say no, because the text doesn't interact with the pictures for the most part. It does occasionally. Let's see if I can find a really pretty. The illustrations in this are gorgeous. It's kind of a mashup of Snow White and Sleeping Beauty a little. Like you get the sense that the queen that the story follows was Snow White and is now betrothed and getting married in like a couple days. As this happens, she finds out that there's this sleeping sickness that's spreading across a nearby kingdom. Her kingdom and this kingdom are separated by these enormous mountains.
The mountains are the worst.
The mountains are the worst. That's today's lesson. She finds out about the sleeping sickness and decides to go on this journey to see if she can find the cure or break the spell. So she gets taken through the mountains by dwarves because they're the only ones that can cross over.
Because they're so tiny.
Because they know like tunneling and mines and stuff. They're dwarves.
They're just little and they're like, she's like, guys, I can't fit.
It's the worst. No, she does not get stuck in the mountains. When she gets through to the other side, she finds essentially the scene of Sleeping Beauty. Like the whole kingdom is asleep. There's like a castle that's blocked off by thorns and she has to get through it. But the interesting aspect is that you've got these kind of like all the sleeping people are being controlled by the witch. So they like get up and she's got this like zombie aspect coming after her. Oh yeah, you don't like
zombies. But I mean, if they're like sleeping zombies, at least they're not like decaying zombies.
That's true. They're just a little dusty.
I imagine.
If you have allergies, you'd be in trouble.
The worst. I had to crawl through this mountain. Now I've got all these dusty zombies.
It's just a rough time. So what she discovers in the tower isn't exactly what you would expect. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because this book is like, I don't know, like 45 pages? 66 pages.
You could finish
You can do that.
With the illustrations, you'll finish it in like a half a day.
Yeah.
Oh, but they are zombie-y. Look.
They're not, no, that's later.
Okay, they're not zombie-y.
They're not zombie-y.
If you remember, we got this box of tea, and this we are giving away on our Instagram page.
And if you want to win this stuff, the compact mirror deal, the gorgeous castle necklace thing, the Camp Half-Blood bracelet, and a copy of Soundless to read yourself and enjoy, go to the previous video where we took all of the stuff out of the box and leave a comment with your favorite fairy tale. So leave a comment and we will see you next month for
Get Inspired. So we will see you for December.
Sounds good.